So we are in the Painted Desert, and this is part 4 of a little video series of us hiking here. And I'm in a big wash. You'd stumbled onto a little pool just a couple of minutes ago, some water. Really nice. Nice cold water. Kiwi got a drink. It was pretty muddy. I washed my hands, but I didn't fill up bottles at all. If I was in a dire situation, I would have filled up bottles. I would have used a handkerchief and just filtered it in that way, and then or just drink it straight. If you're dehydrated, there's good chances that somebody will stumble onto you before that sickness from any sort of parasite or anything would get to you. It's typically 2 to 3 days for you to start to get that sickness, and within 2 to 3 days you should be out of here. If you drank some water and filled up your bottles, you should be able to carry yourself out of here and get the medical attention you need at that point. So it's kind of a general rule of thumb if you're ever in that situation. It's neat here as we're walking through this dry bed, because just like any other place, logs will find themselves in the river. And must have been quite something to see for those logs to either be rolling along, which I think would be pretty hard to be a good force of water, or the more likely situation, the logs were eventually uncovered by the erosion of the river. And that's really cool to think about, that these pieces of history are slowly being shown to us just through this natural action of erosion and removing sediments from this location and pushing them downstream. So straight ahead of us is the mesa that the visitor center is on, and the Hopi Hotel, Painted Desert Inn. And I did not come this way, so what we're gonna do is try to figure out a way to go overland some way over there, in the hopes of finding that main route back up. I don't really want to climb that cliff, and I got Kiwi with me, so that makes things especially difficult for climbing. And there's a nice easy route that we took down the other day. I'd like to be able to find that. So we're gonna be doing a little adventuring. It looks like there's a wash coming in from the left, the north, and we're gonna take that. I'm not sure exactly how far that's gonna kick us back, but we're gonna take that a little ways. I think that's gonna take us where we want to go. So let's go overland. Hiking here is so funny. No designated trail, you just go. And it's so different than most other places that I've hiked before. It's cool though, because you say to yourself, like, ooh, look at that peak, and let's go there. And then you just walk like on a straight line path. I did for ease, because this is some mounds and going over some brush, and you know, you got to negotiate a little through here. I have been taking the river bottom on the way back today, and I'm curious what our mileage looks like. It's definitely not the most direct path, but it's pretty easy to follow. Some really cool outcroppings here. It's the sort of stuff that I really enjoy. You know, little bits of geology. Growing up around Illinois, we didn't have stuff like that. There's a couple of state parks, like Matheson State Park, really great place if you live in the Midwest, or Starved Rock. And they've got, you know, some little cliffs and stuff, some waterfalls. It's really pretty amazing, but the vast majority of Illinois is pretty flat. And so, as small as it is sometimes, I get excited about seeing, you know, just a rock. Because I think to myself, like, you know, aside from the glacial moraines around Chicago, you're not going to find just a rock out there somewhere. And that's another good place, by the way, if you're familiar with the moraine area close to Chicago. There's some beautiful forest preserves and stuff. Neat places to go. I was right. So that is a wash coming through here. So we're going to take this wash up, and my goal is to find something that is going to cut then on an angle back towards that visitor center. Oh, steps. Wonder how long ago someone came through here. Oh, those steps are going my direction. All right, somebody else had the exact same thought. Look like we're a little bit cliffy right here, though. Yeah. So we're gonna have to walk along. Kiwi and I are trying to be risk adverse on this trip. She's got a surgically repaired knee, and I don't really want to have to carry her. But she's doing really well. Look at those steps. It's fun to see that. And you know, we've just been exploring. Really enjoying the national park. Haven't seen a soul. There's been 3 planes and a helicopter. You know, small planes, single or twin engine, little Cessnas, and then a helicopter that came over this morning. And aside from that, I haven't seen anybody. So it's been a really resting and rejuvenating trip. And it's funny how when you don't hear people, it seems like the dog's breath, the rustle of the wind on my sleeping bag, just small things. And I think to myself, was that a voice? No, it wasn't a voice, but you know, you're queued up for it. You're waiting for it. And it's going to be one of those funny things as we transition back onto the mesa and have our first conversation with someone. I'm looking to probably spend another night out here, but I think we're going to go to section 4 or zone 4 of the backcountry, and that's over south of I-40, and that's a region that has got a whole bunch of petrified wood. Not that we don't have it here. It's literally everywhere. But there's just some really huge chunks over there. There's the agate house, which is a reconstructed Hopi house made of stacked petrified wood. Really cool. So anyway, that's kind of the gist of what we got going on. And maybe we'll check in again with you sometime later. All right, have a good one.